All right, there we go. So good morning, everybody. Thanks for jumping on. Hope you're doing good. Um, Wanted to continue our conversation that we kind of breached a little bit when Brandon mentioned the HeyGen thing during our call last week. So I've been playing around with it. I know Brandon has been playing around with it. I asked the team at the coast the other day if anybody had tried it yet. No one had yet, but it sounded like a few people were going to give it a shot. I wanted um to share my video with you guys and just kind of see what you get some initial feedback. So give me a second here and I'll share it. Everybody see this okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Hey everyone, quick Fed update for you. Today, the Federal Reserve decided to hold interest rates steady once again as they continue watching inflation in the job market. So, what does this mean for you? If you're buying, rates may stay higher for a bit, so locking in sooner could give you more certainty. For sellers, stable rates help keep buyers in the game, which is great news for demand. And if you're hoping to refinance, keep an eye on late 2025. Many are predicting rate cuts by then, which could open the door to better terms. As always, if you want to talk strategy for your specific goals, I'm here to help. Don't forget to tell your friends about me.
Very enthusiastic there at the end. So obviously that was my first take and definitely not polished or anything like that. And somehow I used the wrong voice. I don't know why I didn't use the recording that I submitted and did an AI voice. So I need to work on that. But aside from my beard being a little funky, I thought the video itself looked okay. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I mean it definitely looks like looks like a real person.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of surprised. And maybe it's because I'm a little bit further away and it makes it easier than if you're up close with the facial gestures and everything. I don't know. It's something I'll continue to play with, but kind of wanted to put that out real fast. And for the script, basically they updated the Fed came out yesterday with their regular update. And I basically just put in Chat GPT, hey, give me a quick update of the Fed, and then I finessed it a little bit and added some of my own language and just copy and pasted it into the language thing, and it spit it out in just a little bit. So it's really easy to use. It's really easy to drop stuff in and create new content. I think that the biggest challenge is going to be, at least initially, is to get your avatar looking like it and sounding, which is obviously important too. Um, so it's not so obviously AI. Brandon, how have you trained it to get better? Just more and more takes?
Yeah, I think it takes filming a couple and going back and watching it to learn like that when some of my hand stuff wasn't coming across the way that I wanted. And so I've basically cut way down on the hand stuff. Um, I shot two different backgrounds. So you have your avatar and then you have what's called a look. You can have 300 looks per avatar. So as an example of a look is like you shooting yourself again, but in a different outfit or in a different background or location. And so I've been playing around with a little bit of that because I don't want to have the same thing on every time. Plus, when I did my first one, I was wearing my microphone. I don't need to have my microphone on because I re-record the audio and lay the audio over the avatar, which I think looks cleaner. So that's another thing too. I didn't realize it at first, but like you just saw in your first video, Doug, like the AI tries to copy your voice, but it's not going to do it exactly because it's not an exact science. And so the what I have found the best way to go around doing that is to you can record the audio speaking directly into your laptop. And I can if you wanted to do a screen share, I could walk you through and show you how to do that.
Yeah,
Uh,
let's do that.
and that is I got a call coming in. I get the most spam calls, I swear. Anyhow, you can record your audio and go straight through. So if you were to go to um maybe let me share and I'll show you how to do it.
Okay. You should be able to.
Okay, hold on, let me see here. I've got too much stuff open. Okay, share. Okay, share desktop. Okay. So here, can you see my desktop now?
Yep.
Okay, so here's what I would do. I would go into HeyGen. Let me back out of this. I would go to my avatars. You see, I've got two looks here. So let's take this look. We'll go create with AI Studio. We'll do landscape like if I was putting it on YouTube or something like this. And then you see right here where you type your script.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm going to do audio and y'all just don't say anything for a minute. It'll take a minute for this to process. We can keep talking, but once it processes and I can show it, I'll show it here. So um let's see. You go click the audio, click record audio, and I'm doing this right on the fly, so don't expect it to be perfect. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell spoke to the public yesterday, and despite the president's best wishes, he's decided to hold interest rates steady. We'll see what happens the next time the Fed meets. I suspect that at some point this year, we'll see 2 to 3 rate cuts. Add scene. And this is processing, and so we'll see what happens. I'll show you what it looks like once it's done.
so basically you've got a couple of, what are they called? Scenes?
They're called looks.
Looks, a couple of looks. So
You
one
can do
close
up to
up or
300
landscape,
looks per avatar.
or one like, vertical for a reel or something like that for social media, right? So you got different ways you can do it, I guess.
So it doesn't matter whatever look you film.
Okay.
When you go to actually make your video at the beginning, it gives you the option to choose, do you want landscape or portrait?
Okay, cool. And
I
then
would shoot everything long ways because that gives you better options.
you mean landscape?
Yeah, I can never remember which is which.
Okay. So, but you're recording the voice. Is there a way to like re-record your voice for the AI without doing a video to help train it anymore?
There may be. If so, I haven't discovered it yet.
Okay, gotcha. So basically you've got your text, you're just selecting which scene you want to use or look you want to use, and then you just click that little audio button, record the audio while you're sitting at your desktop or laptop, and then plug it into that look, and then that generates it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I
So
like it.
you could go into Chat GPT, or you could have HeyGen actually has an AI component where it will draft a script for you, and you could just drop that text in that script bar. And I just made something up off the fly off the top of my head, but you don't have to do what I just did. You could drop the text in there, hit record, and read what you've put in there if you need it in front of you, and then it will spit the video out, and it's generating right now, so it should be done in a second. It's only like 17 or 18 seconds. But I think the key thing, and again, I'm still just getting my feet wet on this too. I've only been on it for about since Tuesday of last week. I think there's a ton of potential. My videos have definitely gotten better from the first one that I did, that I shared with the group last week. If you remember seeing that in the chat, I'm not ready to go public with it yet, but I'm getting pretty darn close. I actually did want to do a video today about the Fed. I think that would be great. It's just doing a lot of trial and error of figuring out what can I do when I'm filming this thing to make the finished product look as good as possible. Everything I have done so far, the beginning is by far the worst part. It's so awkward. If you say like, hey, what's up, or good afternoon, or hello there, or anything like that, none of that just seems to come off right. So this video is done. Can you still see my screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Let's see how
Yeah,
this
yeah,
works.
yeah.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell spoke to the public yesterday, and despite the president's best wishes, he's decided to hold interest rates steady. We'll see what happens the next time the Fed meets. I suspect that at some point this year, we'll see 2 to 3 rate cuts. That's probably the best one I've done yet. That was pretty damn good.
That was good.
If you're just sitting in your car at a red light or on the toilet, you would probably less recognize that was AI.
Right. You're looking on your phone. It's not huge, right?
Right. Yeah, but that was pretty good. As I think, everything I'm seeing says, this was a tighter shot intentionally. I said I'm going to take my hands out of it because the first ones I did, it was not normal. It was replicating what I did with my hands when I shot the initial footage to use for the avatar, but it was not generating it, and it was doing it way more often than I would have. So I said, well, let's try this without the hands and see what happens. And you take that out of the equation, you cut out any kind of introductory statement or greeting or saying your name. Um, that seemed to be by far the most smoothest.
Yeah, I mean, that looked pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it back over. I'm curious, Josh, Connor, Steve, what do y'all think of this stuff? Is this something you could see yourself using? Do you not feel comfortable with this? Tell me what you think. Don't compete with one another to weigh in.
I forgot to take off mute. Yeah, so I could definitely see myself using it. I know a couple of you added me on Facebook or whatnot, and every week I do like a market update video.
Yeah.
And uh sometimes it's a struggle. My wife works from home, I've got a dog, there's other stuff going on, so there's just a lot of distractions that can make it difficult for me to actually sit down and do it. So with something like this, I can basically replicate that, but not have those external factors, that potentially make me mess up and have to redo the whole thing again. So I'm definitely interested in trying it out. I think my biggest reservation isn't necessarily the quality of the video. It's more so these people having a video avatar of me, for privacy and security type purposes.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think that's totally. I think that makes all the sense in the world. I never have had TikTok. I don't even click links to watch TikTok videos for that exact same reason, which is kind of interesting that I'm allowing these people to have my face. So I think that makes sense.
I would just posit that if you put any video out there that somebody could probably grab it and because the way that you do this is you basically upload a video to it. If they saved one of your videos, they could do the same thing. But I mean, that doesn't make your thoughts any less relevant. Just
Yeah, that's completely true and fair. I guess I just feel better with them having to go out of their way to do it
right.
versus
The volunteering it.
yeah.
I'll eventually do it. I'm just focused on making my calls and utilizing my time appropriately. Like you said, social media will get you so far, but calling is going to get the dollars in the accounts.
I agree with you 100%. I think a lot of times, some agents want to focus on that instead of having the conversations, and the conversations are by far more important. I think that the stuff like this is to be a resource for you to supplement in other areas of your business once you get to a point where that makes sense to do so.
I'll just train my AI avatar to make those calls for me.
Yeah, that tech may exist at some point.
Well, just in the interest of experimenting, let me do mine. It's going to be, I got to open a couple of windows. So give me a second real quick here. And I'll share I'll try to do mine and share my desktop with you guys and you can watch it in real time.
While you're pulling that up, one thing I see this going, or one direction I kind of like the idea of this for, is you making a handful of dummy evergreen videos that you can use at any point in time. So, like you book a first appointment with somebody, the day before, you text them, hey, a reminder about our appointment tomorrow. I look forward to meeting you. Here's what we need to do to get started. Yada yada yada. I've connected you with Anthony. I've connected you with this lender. We've got our inspection coming up. Yada. I just think there's a lot of evergreen content that you could fill out once, that you could text to people throughout your relationship with them, as just reminders or refreshers and things like that to save you some time.
That's right. And you don't even have to use this tool to do that. You could just do one that's not specific to their name and have it saved and just send the video to them. Okay, let me try to do this. Can you guys see everything okay? So I got my HeyGen on one side. I've got my chat GPT script over on the other side. So let me try to record this real quick. All I do is hit the red button to record, I guess. Hey everyone, got a quick Fed update for you. Yesterday, the Federal Reserve decided to hold interest rates steady once again as they continue watching inflation in the job market. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you're buying, rates may stay higher for a bit, so locking in sooner could give you more certainty. And for sellers, stable rates might help keep buyers in the game, which is great news for demand. And if you're hoping to refinance, keep an eye on late 2025. Many are predicting rate cuts by then, which could open the door to better terms. As always, if you want to talk strategy for your specific goals, I'm here to help. Don't forget to tell your friends about me. All right, let's see what happens. And then do I just hit generate? Is that right, Brandon?
Doug, I'm not sure if it's just me or not, but your volume has dropped off the cliff. I could barely hear you.
It's probably because I was recording it. Do I just hit generate now?
Yes.
Do you mess with the frames per second or anything?
I haven't changed any of that stuff. Your volume is still very low.
Any better now? No? That's weird. How about now? Really?
Is it low for y'all too, or is it just me?
No, that's definitely low.
I can't hear anything that's being said by Doug.
Really?
Yeah, I just asked Anthony if our internet connection was bad because I was like, I can't.
No,
But it's
I hear you totally fine, Connor.
okay, good.
How about now?
It's the same. Not sure what happened there.
You're just gonna need to yell.
Yeah, just either scream or maybe leave and come back or something like that. Yeah.
Hey everyone, got a quick Fed update for you. Yesterday, the Federal Reserve decided to hold interest rates steady once again.
Did y'all hear that at all?
Could hear it. Yeah, and your voice sounds better, or your volume's better.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
normal now. It may have
Okay.
just been because the app was running.
Yeah.
I think I had to do something with the app to make it stop. Well, it's trying to process, so I'm just waiting for that to happen. Looks like it's hung up a little bit. It may just be the Wi-Fi in my office. It seems like this site drags a little bit, but I also have like 1,000 windows and apps open. Well, I encourage you guys to give this a shot, see if it works for you or see how it might be helpful. You know, a big thing that I hear quite often is, you know, I don't have the time to do social media. I don't have the time to put videos out there. I don't like recording myself being in front of a camera. Well, you don't really have to do that. If you use something like this, you can make it a lot easier. And it's a great way to provide information too. And as great as it is to post a lot of stuff, at the end of the day, people are going to come to you for you. So it's a good idea for them to see you. You know what I mean? So make sure all of your social media isn't just, you know, pictures of Raleigh or stuff like that. And trust me, I do plenty of that too, but you need to be visible as well because you're the person and not your social media. So make sure that you, you know, you get some face time in front of your people as well, so they don't forget about you. I don't want to hold everybody up waiting for this to load. I'll share it to the group so you can all give me your feedback when it's done updating. You guys have any other ideas or thoughts about how to use this?
No, I definitely think I want to play with it a little bit. Obviously, I missed last week, so I didn't know too much of what was going on, but I definitely want to, you know, mess with it a little bit and see what I can come up with, because that's my biggest thing when doing my videos is either I'm doing this too much or I'm having to like re-record. You know, you mess up one word and then you have to re-record the whole thing over again.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I mean, it would be helpful.
Well, and I saw an agent yesterday too who kind of did like an outtake or like a blooper thing because she was, you know, trying to do she's sitting at her laptop recording a video talking about real estate. And to what Steve was talking about earlier, her dog kept barking. And finally she was like, and like the video stopped. And, you know, so she's talking about work, but she's also showing that she's just real. It doesn't have to be perfect. She's making kind of a little joke. So when people watch it, they laugh because everybody has been on a Zoom meeting and can, you know, relate to a dog or a kid probably or something like that. Right. So she's not trying to be serious. She's just having fun with it. And people are going to laugh when they see it. And then, well, you know, they got the warm fuzzies about her. So keep that in mind too. Don't feel like it always has to be, you know, really, really serious. Oh, okay. It worked. Let me share.
Hey everyone, got a quick Fed update for you. Yesterday, the Federal Reserve decided to hold interest rates steady once again as they continue watching inflation in the job market. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you're buying,
It's not playing for us for some reason.
and then sooner could give you more certainty.
Really?
And for sellers, stable rates might help keep buyers in the game, which is great news for demand. And if you're hoping to refinance,
Working now.
keep an eye on late 2025. Many are predicting rate cuts by then.
Could you see it when I minimized it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll download it and send it to the group. It was a little funky to start with, which seems to be a recurring theme. Also, I didn't realize when I shot my video that you could see my feet and I'm barefoot. So I might need to reshoot my avatar. But, you know, I can also just go with it too. Amanda said you should hold one of the dogs or put the dogs in the chairs beside you or something like that. So Well, I'm going to try to find a way to have some fun with it and not take myself too seriously, but also, stay front of mind and maybe provide some good value that people will get something out of. But like I said, I'll send it to the group. Y'all check it out and let me know what you think. And let's discuss this again down the line and share yours. I want to see what yours looks like. Keep them coming. Thanks for sharing the idea, Brandon, of course. And you guys take advantage of it. Give it a shot. Let's see what kind of content you can come up with. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank
right,
you,
y'all.
Connor. If you want a sidebar on that sometime, just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah. I want a sidebar on it sometime. So let me know too.
Okay.
Okay. Talk to y'all later. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Have a good day,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.